It's been a year since the Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer left home on its way to, well, Jupiter. So just why has it come all the way back home? Did it leave its luggage in the car? Did it just miss me? Aw, you two little buddy. But emotional spacecraft and spaceflight commentators aside, let's see why Juice has come back for a flying visit. See what I did there? Never mind. Roll the credits.
All right, lift off and the clock has started.
Welcome to UK Space News. I'm Tom June, and before we get into this thing, if you want to stay up to date with the latest goings-on in British spaceflight and beyond, then make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video. You can also follow me on X, support the channel on Patreon, and grab yourself some merch using the links below. Okay, let's dive in. Juice, the Jupiter Icy Moons Explorer, left Earth on an Ariane 5 rocket in April 2023 on the start of an 8-year voyage that sees it heading to Jupiter to explore 3 of its icy moons, Callisto, Europa, and Ganymede. That's because some very clever science folks believe that underneath their frozen surfaces lies liquid water, making them candidates for possibly harbouring life. After successfully launching, Juice entered a long commissioning phase where all of its onboard instruments were switched on and variously tested. There's a lot of science packed into this thing, which isn't exactly small. It measures 16 by 27 by 13 meters and weighs in at nearly 2.5 metric tons when not including fuel. So, as we say in Scotland, it's a big beastie. It has 11 instruments on board, including the British-built JMAG magnetometer, various imaging sensors, spectrograph, radiation monitor, solar panels that cover an area of 85 square meters, and it's powered by a single 425 Newton bipropellant engine. And it's that engine that's at the crux of the matter here, because to get to Jupiter takes either a ludicrous amount of fuel, some estimated 60,000 kilograms of fuel, or a very, very long time. That's why Juice's mission was designed over many years to use not just one, but multiple gravity assist flybys of Earth and Venus. The first of these flybys occurred on August the 19th, 2024, when Juice flew past the moon at a distance of just 750 kilometers. And then the Earth the following day at 6.8 thousand kilometers as part of a first ever double gravity assist of the Moon and Earth. The European Space Agency, who are in command of the spacecraft, live-streamed this flyby as Juice captured images of the Moon using its onboard cameras, sending back these photos. The following day, travelling at 3 kilometers a second, Juice flew past Earth and putting it on a path towards Venus, which is due to encounter in August 2025. Juice will then return to Earth in September 2026 and again in 2029. I guess you could say it misses home. And that's as its orbit is raised enough to enter the Jovian system in 2031. But the interesting thing here is that its first flypast was actually designed to slow Juice down, to perform a sort of dogleg maneuver in space, just enough to make sure it's on a path to Venus in a year's time and not overshoot. The further gravity assists, starting with Venus in 2025, will then continue to speed Juice up, allowing it to slingshot its way through the solar system and out towards Jupiter. Basically, this first flyby was a bit like heading down the motorway at top speed and tapping the brake while turning onto an off-ramp. You slow down just enough to make the turn and not miss your exit, or crash into the roadside barriers. But this first flyby also provides ground teams with a unique opportunity to test the various instruments on board, making sure they're still in good health and calibrate them where needed in the short window that's available. In particular, the onboard radar, or RIME, is actually suffering from interference caused by electrical noise from the spacecraft itself. This isn't the first trouble this instrument has had, as not long after launch, when operators tried to deploy the antenna, they found it was stuck, caused by a mounting pin that had either frozen or jammed. Fortunately, the team managed to literally shake it free by firing an explosive actuator. But after the flypast, operators will be able to hopefully develop a solution for cancelling out the electrical interference, ensuring RIME has functionality when it gets to Jupiter. That radar will be crucial for carrying out topographical surveys of the icy moons, especially Ganymede, the largest moon in the solar system, which JUICE will become the first spacecraft to orbit. In the 1990s, NASA's Galileo spacecraft flew past Ganymede and sent back data suggesting it had a large subsurface ocean. With later analysis of the data, combined with measurements taken from the Hubble Space Telescope, appearing to confirm this theory. JUICE is hoping to confirm all of this through direct observations at an altitude of 500 kilometers over an estimated 284 days, before it runs out of propellant and crashes into the moon itself. I guess that's one way to get accurate data. Still, there's a long way to go, and after 16 months, JUICE is 16% of the way to Jupiter. But do follow along with the mission through ESA's social sites and dedicated webpage. You can find the link below to the JUICE tracker so you can track it yourself every step of the way. It's been in every description section of every video since I covered the launch way back in the ancient times of 2023, and where it will remain until JUICE completes its mission. So, if at any point in the future you want to keep an eye on where JUICE is, then click that link. Speaking of sections, I'd love to get your thoughts on this mission. Did you catch the live stream, and did you see it with a telescope, depending on your place in the world? Drop a comment below, and while you're at it, go ahead and do all the usual stuff, such as leaving a like and subscribing. It all helps support the channel. And to that, I want to thank my incredible Patreon supporters who keep this channel on the air and growing. If you want to join our community, then consider becoming a channel supporter. I've just launched a new Patreon exclusive feature I like to call the Late Night Space Cafe, where you can join in on discussions about all things space, ask me questions, and get behind the scenes info not shared anywhere else about upcoming projects. Thanks for watching, I've been Tom June, and I'll see you next time.